When do you see this thing coming to a head here with the Steelers and TJ Watt?
Yeah, I mean, everything I've heard is this thing's going to be a long, drawn-out battle. I mean, could it happen in the next few weeks? Sure. I know, Pump, that there's some members of the Steelers front office that are having their own vacations in early July before training camp. So how much communication do you really have when all your guys are necessarily not in the building? I mean, it's going to be a thing that they want to get done before training camp. But I think it's going to be tough. And they are, I think, very close on average per year. From what I've heard, the raw money, right? It's 40 per year, 41 per year. That's not the issue here. It's guaranteed money really into the third year of the contract. And how long is this contract? I think TJ wants this contract to be longer than maybe the Steelers want it to be. I mean, he's going to be 31 this year in October. And getting money into that third year, that's what Myles Garrett was able to achieve when he got his mega deal from the Browns. But Watt, when he's going to want to reset the market, he's going to want to reset not only over that $40 million per year, but probably equalize the structure of the guaranteed money. And I think that for the Steelers, with how he performed down the stretch last year, that's just a lot of risk that they would take on doing that when he would be 34 years old. And so I don't necessarily think that one is going to be easy to compromise on for both the sides, because I think they both want that, right? Steelers don't want it. TJ really wants it. So it's going to take a while. Wouldn't surprise me if this happens like last time, where it took 2 days, I think, before the season started, where they ended up actually signing him.
Yeah, but the difference back then, too, you'll recall, is that he was there for that mini camp and he didn't do much, and then he was in the hold-in situation. Do you ever think it can get to be a hold-out situation that TJ Watt wouldn't even show up?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Listen, I think Watt isn't happy how this has gone about, right? He kind of feels like the last priority for the Steelers in some ways, because they've made so many moves, right? DK Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey, all these different things have happened, and he's been the guy that's been here and hasn't had his money yet. He hasn't been fed yet, essentially, from what they've done. And so I think that's part of it. But I think a big part of this with TJ is you have to send a message about how serious you are. And for him, having that security into your age 34 season, that's big. This is TJ's last big payday, right? I mean, how long is he really going to play for? I mean, he might get one more contract after this one, but unlikely. More likely than not, this is his last NFL contract. So that is significant. And so getting that security late into your career, Cam Hayward wasn't able to get this pump. Cam had a great year last year, but he's basically playing on a year-to-year deal and could be cut at any time if the Steelers looked at it. TJ Watt doesn't want that type of contract. He wants the contract that says, I want to be in Pittsburgh for the rest of my career, so I know I don't have to move anywhere, right? And so I think that's a big part of it too. So could a holdout happen? Sure. I think the fact that they are closer on raw money than they were – well, there's the big difference between now and minicamp is the Steelers have come up on the raw money aspect. From what I believe right now, the offer on the table would make him the highest non-paid quarterback in football. So I do think he will exceed Myles Garrett's number eventually when he gets this deal. Or maybe the Steelers lower that money and he gets his guaranteed year. There's going to be trade-offs potentially, but I do think from what I know right now, that money exceeds Garrett's. And so I do think he's likelier to probably show up and hold in right now, but would it stun me if he held out? It wouldn't.
So, Nick, there is no chance that the Steelers will entertain any trade offers for TJ Watt. I know you put something out there, somebody you talked to that basically said, like, hell no, there's not a possibility.
Yes.
Do you think that's still the case?
I mean, that's all I've heard. I've heard that is not even a discussion at South Water Street. They haven't really even talked about trading TJ Watt. And kind of what the buzz is when you talk to people around the league of what would TJ Watt get, there's not a lot of people that say first-round pick, right? If you trade your top edge rusher like that, your top pass rusher, you would hope so. But he's for other reasons, the Steelers are skeptical of giving him the third year guaranteed. A lot of teams are going to be skeptical about doing that too. And so you might get a second and a fifth or something like that rather than a first-round pick. And there's just been no discussions at all within the Steelers organization about trading him. The focus is all on extending him. So maybe something changes later if this somehow gets even uglier. But for right now, there's really nothing there that points to a TJ Watt trade.